Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for tuning in. Today I back today. It's so nice, such a nice day in Belfast. Like, it's really sunny. We don't get this much in Belfast, so it's like really nice to have it. But I just wanted to chat to you guys for a minute and just maybe like help out a few people if I can, or get you guys thinking about it, or yeah, also I wanted to hear what you guys think about this. So if you watch this video like to the end, can you please like leave a comment down below if you have a few minutes to spare, and tell me what you guys think. Without wasting any time, I'm just gonna get right into the video. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about like one of the reasons that I feel that a lot of people, a lot of girls always like can never last in a relationship. Not as such a lot of girls, but a lot of people. Like I feel like for the people that I've talked to, or the people that I've heard about, every time like you hear that like they're in a relationship and then they're not, like one month down the line, if at all 1 month lasts, like they're no longer in the relationship, or like 3 months and then they're no longer in the relationship. And I was like, I wanted to put down a few things in a video, a few things that I think like would probably, if you are that type of person that is never like, you want a relationship to last, but it's never like, it just never seems to last. I wanted to like maybe help you out and like give you a few pointers that you could check. And if you already have all this checked out and then like you still have that problem, then somebody else might be able to help you, because this is just what I know and from my experiences and stuff. I feel like a lot of people, the main point where a lot of people go wrong when it comes to relationship is like the type of person you choose to go out with. A lot of people do not, I feel like a lot of people don't fail to understand that like it's not you shouldn't like, I know looks are the first impression that a person makes and what you see first, but I feel that like if you look beyond somebody's looks and you sort of like get to know them in whatever way that happens really well before you give yourself to that person, I feel like there's a few qualities you should be looking for in a partner that will enable the relationship to last longer. It's okay if this guy checks or this girl checks your list of what a girl needs to look like or do, but it's a whole new level of like ensuring that this relationship is gonna last. If you guys see like a shade going past here, it's just birds flying about. And so yeah, but I feel like there's a list of things that you need to check for in people to make sure that that relationship lasts, or I feel like save yourself the heartbreak and the lost time and energy, and just don't get into the relationship at all. So I've written down a few qualities that I feel that a guy, if you really are tired of like just having like really short relationships, if you want to last in a relationship, these are some of the things that you probably must be looking for in a partner. The first thing that I want to talk about is a motivated guy. So and that's easy to tell. You can tell this within a few days of knowing the person. You have to look for somebody that's highly motivated, or motivated. Just a person that can tell you what they see themselves, where they see themselves being in 5 years, where they see themselves, like a person with dreams and goals and an ambition. You know, you gotta learn to appreciate the beauty of a guy that's motivated, somebody who knows what they want in life, and not only like sits and talks about it, but you can see that everything they do is sort of like driving towards what their goals are. I feel like if a guy is not motivated, usually guys are like take life as it comes, and the kind of guys that take life as it comes usually are the type of guys who are like, if they feel like a girl is gonna say yes to them, just, you know, they're just gonna go with it because that's the type of person they are. Like, they go with whatever comes their way, and it's like, oh yeah, I guess, you know, well, she likes me, I like her, and therefore, because the reason why they got in a relationship with you was like it's, we'll see where it goes, and you know, she likes me, I like her, kinda, because they're that person. Like, they take life as it comes to them. I feel like they're gonna be able to break up with you faster. They're gonna, or it's gonna just, or they're gonna be in a relationship and it's not going to be going anywhere for ages. Oh my god, these birds are actually really crazy. So they're literally like flying past my window, and it's not gonna go anywhere for ages. It's, you're just gonna be in a cycle because this guy, he just, you know, or this girl, she just doesn't know where the hell she's going to or he's going to. So the first thing to look for in a guy in a guy and a girl is motivation. People who are motivated are usually in a relationship for a reason. So and they just don't jump into a relationship to pass time, because motivated people usually don't have time to pass. So there you go. The first thing is motivated. The other thing that I want it's the other big thing that I feel like you really need to make sure that you know the person's interests, and that their interests and your interests kind of like work together. Like, I feel like the success in a relationship is gonna be so much more higher if you guys enjoy like the same things and enjoy the same, like along the same lines. Like, if you guys enjoy similar TV shows, and if you guys enjoy similar pastimes, like if he reads, you read, and if he goes skiing, you love to ski, if he hikes, you love to hike, I feel like the relationship is gonna be so much easier, and it's not gonna be a place where you're constantly compromising. Like, you're constantly having to like compromise, like, oh, I have to do this for him, and then he will do this for me, and if I go with him to watch movies, then he's gonna come. And it's sort of like a relationship where it's constantly pulling, like you're sort of like having to be in an unpleasant situation to gain your pleasant situation. I feel like, personally, I feel like this is a waste of time. I don't have time to like compromise with my boyfriend at every single thing that I'm trying like to do, because he's like, personally, I feel like I don't need a relationship that bad. Like, if I have to be like constantly like dragged to do things so that he can do things, and in that way, you know, I'm all about compromise in a relationship, but I feel like the moment that it becomes every single thing is like compromise. Well, he likes watching crime movies, I love watching like horror movies, and I have to stick a crime movie for him to stick a horror movie. Like, do you understand what I mean? And this is like on a small scale, but on a big scale, if even your career choices, if the person you're with is completely the opposite career as you, it's gonna be a conflict, and they're not gonna appreciate what you're doing, and that's not gonna be like great for you, because like when you're in a relationship with people, support and understanding and like encouragement is vital. And if your partner does not understand what it is that you're trying to do, or doesn't appreciate it, or thinks it's a waste of time, then they're gonna slow you down rather than help you achieve what you want to achieve. So that's the second biggest thing that I would say, that is, make sure you guys' interests are the same. And don't ignore that. Like, if you ignore it now, you're gonna have to deal with it later. And I feel like when a relationship is just starting out, this can be easily ignored. But the more you live with a person, the more you like spend time with that person, you're gonna enjoy spending time with them if they're, and if they're enjoying the same thing that you're enjoying at the same time, rather than, well, I'm watching this for her so that she can watch. You guys get the gist. I'm like going on and on about that point, but that's another very important point. Make sure your interests match. Another thing that I wanted to say, to talk about, another point is that, like, I want, like, another important quality in a guy or a girl is honesty. I know you're like, yeah, I know that would be fine, but like, when I say honesty, I don't mean, which the obvious is him telling the truth on things, but there is a certain type of honesty where it's not really that he's lying, but it's just that he's not actually being expressive enough to tell you how he feels. For example, if you say to a guy, and this is a really small example, I'm just using small examples, but you guys can personalize it and make it fit whatever you guys want to, whatever your situation is. But if he's the kind of guy that hates horror movies and is completely against horror movies, and then like you spend 1 year with this guy and he does not tell you, like, I appreciate, in a relationship, I appreciate a guy who tells me, like, do you know what, horror movies are really not my thing, but like, I'll sit down because I love you, I will like watch it with you, so that like I kind of know that like I'm gonna be in a better position to not be bringing up horror movies every night when I know that my partner is not exactly with it. This kind of contradicts the last point, but like, if you can, it doesn't really contradict, but like, you can be like, oh, you say that that you shouldn't. No, there is need for compromise in a relationship, and there will always be differences as long as two people weren't brought up in the same house. So I feel like whenever compromise is needed, then honesty and expressiveness. There's one thing doing things for the people that you love and being happy that they're happy, but it's another thing to not be honest about like what you really think and feel about that thing. The problem with people, guys, girls who are not expressive, is that it bottles up. Like whatever it is that they're like suppressing and having to hide for you or not speak out, maybe the way you talk to them in public really annoys them, but they're just like, oh, she loves me, she doesn't really know that she's hurting me. Well, she's not gonna know, he's gonna not know that he's hurting you, and she's not gonna know if you're not gonna tell them. And if you keep bottling that stuff up, it's gonna blow up one day and it's gonna be the end of the relationship. And that's not, like, that is not a good place. It's not even healthy for anybody. So definitely look for guys that are expressive, guys that are, or girls that are gonna tell you like, I do not like this, but I'm doing it because of you, so that you can gauge when you really, really want to do that thing, and you can appreciate the company, but you can also be nice enough to know that that person doesn't necessarily like that, and not to bring it up all the time. So that's the other, honesty and expressiveness. The other thing that I feel like is really necessary in a guy or a girl is a reasonable, like to a reasonable extent, is reputation. There is no smoke without fire, and so you have to listen to what people say about your partner. You have, before you go into a relationship, do your research and don't be stalking and weird and like invading people's privacy, but definitely listen to what people say about this person, like his workmates. If you're working in the same place, what do people really think about that person? Whatever that people think about that person, there's a reason why people think about him that way. There is no smoke without fire. Be cautious. Don't go into relationships with people that, you know, people say he's a bit of a control freak, or he's a bit of like a selfish person. Like, don't go into a relationship and ignore what people are saying about people. But also do take this, be cautious when you're dealing with people's reputation, because, you know, a lot of people talk crap about a lot of people, and just be careful. Like, make smart choices but do not entirely ignore what people say about him. Another point is respect. A guy that doesn't respect his mother, a guy that doesn't respect his family, a guy that doesn't respect other women, and a guy that doesn't respect his ex-girlfriends. Listen to what the guy says about his exes, his mother, his family, the people he doesn't like. If a guy talks disrespectfully about his ex-girlfriends, you're gonna be an ex one of these days, might be an ex one of these days, not that you're planning on it, but if that happens, he's gonna talk about you in the same disrespectful manner. So definitely watch out for what he's like. How does he respect people around him and people in general? Also, really listen to what guys say. Guys, sometimes I'm just joking is not always I'm just joking. Like, pay attention to what people tell you about them, and you're gonna be able to pick out the questionable things that they say. If somebody keeps repeating something over and over and over, and they say it like absent-mindedly, and if you listen to people, you will find out who people are. So that's another thing that I wanted to share with you guys. Like, make sure that you are listening to what a person is saying. Most of the time, people say what they mean, and if you're not listening, you're gonna take everything as a joke, and then it's gonna turn out that you knew that he'd said a few things that you thought were off, but you didn't do anything about it. So yeah, so I hope you guys like learned something from this or picked something from this. Maybe you guys agree with me, because I mean, it's not rocket science, but sometimes common sense is not always common. These are just my opinions. If you guys feel like there's anything you need to add on. Oh guys, the last thing that I really forgot about is also, like, I want to put this out in this way. And I don't want to mean like I'm not in your relationship and I don't want to control your relationship or whatever, but be with a responsible partner. Like, if a partner is constantly needing to borrow money and his bills are not paid on time, and he constantly needs to lend money like off you, this is probably not the right person to be with. If a person cannot look after his home, or he cannot keep all the bills that he needs to pay paid on time, and he cannot be responsible, basically, you know, like pay his whatever he needs to pay on time, go to work and make sure that he does have what he needs, then this is probably not the right person to be with, because at the end of the day, you're gonna get frustrated sorting out his or her bills constantly. And what if you guys have children? This is the type of person that cannot look after himself, let alone children. So definitely watch out for that. The sun is really playing up, and I shouldn't have recorded with sunlight. That's why I usually like prefer to like record in with my lights on and everything. But yeah, guys, thank you for, I hope this video is not too bad for you and you can still see clearly and it's not annoying. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Leave me a comment down below and tell me what you think. Maybe I've missed out a point that you think is very important and vital. Let me know about that in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time. Stay blessed.